So first of all, I bring the reality in your face on their lap and I lay it to them and say, first of all, this is why you should care. But the reality is I designed a course for an experience and an outcome.
So what I started doing is I would send personal emails to them. And it was a kind of a formatted initially, but the one was about 3 weeks into it. How's it going? Just want to check in to see how you're doing, how your class is going. I know that we feel disconnected, so feel free to say hi back. Do a stop, start, continue feedback form at about a third of the way through the class to get feedback from the students. And I learn a lot from that. I learned what they like. I learned what they'd like to see change.
I think more than any, our students would tell you without knocking any of their other classes that this is my favorite class. This is my favorite program. You guys know us better. You know every one of my observations. You know what they've said on it? As simple and silly as this is, the professor knows every single person's name. They know who they live with, their mother. They know if they've been ill. There's a social capital aspect to our program that's really important.
CTLA was very supportive in putting on that summer course, the base camp. It was, and I've said it, I think someone else said it, but I've repeated it several times. It was like drinking from a fire hose for sure. But I realized that there's all these different tools and techniques out there, and I only needed to take a couple of them to implement them to make my class so much better. Greg and I promoted all of our adjuncts to get it done, and they did, and they were very diligent about it. And it really helped them. But it made me comfortable enough to be able to answer questions to the adjuncts and then direct them to, hey, the CTLA is there.
Like Lisa, ground zero, so from day one up, base camp was really the light bulb that went off. And since then, frankly, you guys have ruined my life because you've made me become more interested in how do I do more things? How do I embed this in there? How do I do that? So, and here's the best part about that. Now that I've been forced to do that, I understand the online environment. So when I go back to in-person, and I will go back to all in-person if given the opportunity, I'm going to use Canvas in a different way that I never knew it could be used, bottom line. But if I could implore upon anybody, it's worth it. It is so worth it because the students, when they see the person, they feel the person, they see the person smile, they see the person shake their head, they see the person throw up their arms. It has a real visceral connection with them, and I think that's really important. So it is a lot more work. But if you're just doing online, and you for some reason are a little bit nervous or apprehensive. I went from, as you know, Jen and Jeremy, I went from never online, no way, won't happen, can't do it, will not, it's crazy, to I am so bored on a live online environment, and I've got and all of our classes are so maxed out. We don't let them fall off because it's if I see a student that's not on their video, hey, why aren't you on your video? And then we just never let them drop away. If that sounds, we never let them drop away.